The Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit is now investigating the suspicious death of a child after an autopsy found that the child's injuries were not consistent with an accidental death. In the early hours of Friday, July 10th, 2015, a child was brought into the Alberta Children's Hospital suffering from injuries that the family members attributed to numerous accidents. Hospital staff observed swelling and bleeding all over his body, which was not consistent with the activities of a child his age. On Friday, July 17th, 2015, the child died from his injuries and an autopsy was completed. The autopsy confirmed that the child had swelling and bruising all over his body and numerous other injuries. The child has been identified as Eneas Emilio Perdomo, age 5, of Calgary. He was known by his middle name, Emilio. Following the autopsy, the Homicide Unit launched an investigation, and as part of our ongoing investigation, we are now trying to locate and speak to anyone who had close contact with Emilio. I'll now take your questions.
Are the family considered suspects in this now?
Right now, our investigators are following a number of investigative leads. We're keeping an open mind and looking at all possibilities, but I can tell you that we're looking at anyone who had exclusive opportunity with the victim.
They have not been ruled out as suspects?
They have not been ruled out. We're looking at anyone who had exclusive opportunity with the child. But they have provided us with statements and information, and that those statements and information are not consistent with the injuries suffered by the child, and those injuries are not indicative of normal play of a 5-year-old child.
Who took him to the hospital?
His immediate family.
Who? I mean,
His immediate family.
mother, father, brother, sister?
His immediate family took him
One or more
to the hospital. There were a number of people at the hospital. There were 5 individuals.
Did Emilio attend like a caregiver daycare, anything like that?
No, he was not. There was limited contact with Emilio. There was only a limited number of people who had contact with him prior to him being admitted to the hospital.
Does he have any siblings?
He has 3 siblings, or 3 individuals that are in the house. 2 are teenagers and 1's a young adult.
And as well his parents?
And his parents. Or individuals who are identified as his parents. So we're trying to confirm the relationships between Emilio and the individuals in the house.
So is it clear at this point who his biological parents are?
At this point, it is not.
Are there any
That
resources?
forms part of our investigation.
Are any resources being focused out of the country on this?
We have focused resources outside of the country. I can tell you that Emilio was a recent arrival to Canada, and we're exploring we're exploring information with individuals outside of the country.
Can you say
Can you
from
say where
where?
he arrived from?
Pardon?
So, can you say from where?
At this point, no, I can't. This forms part of our investigation.
And that's why you are not sure of the...
Yeah, we have investigative information that is conflicting, and as part of our investigation, we're trying to confirm that information.
So you're asking for people who are in close contact with him to get in touch. If he's not in a daycare or school...
There may be
like-
people who have had contact with him who we are not aware of. As I stated before, the information that we've been provided by the family is inconsistent with what we know, and they may also not be forthcoming with information who has the individuals who have had contact with him.
When did he arrive here?
Earlier this year, in February.
Doug, can you elaborate at all on the injuries themselves? Were these punches or hits, or can you elaborate at all?
Because of the ongoing nature of this investigation, I can't get into more detail in regards to his injuries, other than what we've already stated. But I can tell you that they're inconsistent with the information that we've been provided.
Was it not a red flag for medical personnel then saying, usually a child of
When he was admitted to the hospital, we were immediately contacted. So we have been working in conjunction with our child abuse unit.
Can you say what his cause of death was?
At this point, I can't talk about manner and cause of death.
You say that it wasn't consistent with what the family said it was in terms of those numerous accidents. Can you say what they said those accidents were? Were they trips or falls, or can you say what those were?
At this point, because of the ongoing nature of the investigation, I can't provide that information at this time, other than to say that they were inconsistent with his injuries.
The other children or teenagers in this residence, are they also new arrivals to Canada?
No, they are not.
Are they confirmed biological children of the?
We're, again, exploring that as part of our investigation. They have provided statements to us as well and information in regards to the injuries. So we are looking at anyone who had contact with the child, specifically exclusive contact. We know that that is limited, including the immediate family.
So was this a child abuse investigation that is now turned into a murder investigation?
It is a suspicious death investigation. The child abuse unit was called out initially. They contacted us. We worked in conjunction with them. And then when the child died, his injuries and death were determined to be suspicious, and that's why we're now involved.
Can you elaborate more on who the boy came here with? You said he came sometime this year to Canada.
All I can state is that he was an arrival earlier this year, and that he has been living with his family since February.
Was it illegal?
And we're trying to confirm the relationships within the family. We have received some information, but we believe that it's inconsistent with other information that we have obtained. So we're trying to confirm that as part of our investigation.
Was Emilio a legal arrival to Canada?
Yes, he was.
Did he arrive alone? What family?
I don't have those details.
He was with an adult when he arrived?
He did arrive earlier this year. I'm not sure who he came up with.